Welcome to my Wonderland Tea Party. First, let's have some tea. And let's go down the rabbit hole, which is going to take us to my April plan with me. Hi guys, it's Laura and welcome back to my channel. I really hope that you liked my little intro, even though it was kind of long. And now we are basically beginning with making a cover page. Every single page in this bullet journal is extreme Alice in Wonderland aesthetic, and I tried really hard with everything so that it would look realistic and very inspired with the book. I drew a little bit here on the monthly calendar, but mostly I was using my AliExpress products because they were so gorgeous and I was basically so inspired with the beauty of the products. I mean, you can see them right now. And I wouldn't have been able to draw this beautifully, so I just had to purchase them. They were not expensive, but they were so worth it, and what I don't use here in this bullet journal setup, I will basically use for some other projects. The cover page is pretty simple. On the right side, I just attached this beautiful photo of a quote from Alice in Wonderland book. And on the left side, I added this saying "drink me" because it is from the beginning of the book as well as the cartoon. And I also added this little like Alice in Wonderland kind of postcard, and on the blank side I will basically be attaching some stamps which say April. To continue with my vintage vibe, as you can see, I also added some lace detail, and I love the fact that here are the flowers because if you may know the book or the cartoon, flowers actually are part of this whole franchise too. We are already moving to my monthly calendar, but I had the most work with this one basically. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested in those products, I basically showcase every single item from every single page in my AliExpress video, so make sure to check that out after this video. I decided this theme would be mostly like scrapbooky, where I basically put all those products together, and as you can see, I kind of ripped off this paper and it has a beautiful pattern that is very much Alice in Wonderland. And then I also added this kind of label which has her photo of it, where she was basically growing bigger at the beginning, and it says "Open Me." On the other side, we also have some characters from Alice in Wonderland, and I really like the quotes from it. And this one is basically with the rabbit, it's like a memo pad, and I will use this to write down any kind of notes that I will be having this month. Now, what I'm most proud from this setup basically is what I drew. And as you know, the elements from Alice in Wonderland are actually those playing cards and poker cards. And it turns out that they are very easy to draw, and that's why I decided to make some patterns with them, and I decided to draw them on the empty spaces. As you can see, I was very inspired by this pack that I was having, and it had those elements, so I decided to draw them as well. I am actually watching my phone right now to tell you the information about how they are called, because I have no idea and I don't even play the poker, but I am observing how they're called. So basically we have spades, we have hearts, queen, jack, king, and clubs. I decided to color all of them with the color black because I wasn't using black that much, and I think it just makes a page pop out more. As you can see on the screen, with me I actually have some rabbit keys. They're very small and they're actually more like a pendant. I talk about them more on like my AliExpress haul video, but this kind of key inspired me to draw my own key. And as well, maybe you know, the key also plays an element in Alice in Wonderland, because she thought about getting the key to enter the whole magical world, and then she actually used some different techniques. As I'm going to be drawing some more and also coloring, I will talk to you more about what I actually did and what I bought for this aesthetic, but not just for this one, but for me as well. So I knew that the aesthetic for this theme has to be something related with tea and tea party and having those beautiful teacups and teapots, and that's why I was looking a lot for a good and also vintagey kind of teapot. And in the market there were a lot of teapots, but honestly none of them screamed vintage and aesthetic. They were just very modern and they cost a lot. But then I remembered that in my place every Sunday and Saturday there is this like a flea market and people sell antique things. So naturally, me as a vintage soul, I had to go see what is out there, but I was actually expecting the price to be like very big, but I really wanted to just at least see what is happening there. And of course, there it was, this gorgeous teapot that you saw at the beginning, and I was instantly drawn of how beautiful it was, and it was really so vintage and gorgeous. It has those flower elements in it. And then I asked this guy who was selling it, like, how much does it cost? I think it's really gorgeous. And he actually said that it is like 10 euros, but he's going to give me for 7. And I mean, I would have bought it for 10 euros because this is nothing for such a beautiful teapot. But of course, I was very happy with the bargain, and I also bought 2 more stuff. I am definitely going to go there more because I actually plan on having my whole room and my whole house in a vintage kind of setting. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to bring this Alice in Wonderland aesthetic to an even bigger level, and I actually wanted to film me in nature with that teapot and with a tea in it and with beautiful cups. And I wanted to wear a beautiful dress so that it would be naturey and beautiful, but the weather didn't allow me and I actually didn't have time for this, so that was not happening. I also had this idea that at the beginning of the video I would find or preferably film a rabbit that is running, and then I would basically say follow the white rabbit to my bullet journal setup. And that was so cute, especially because when I was in nature with my boyfriend, we saw rabbits, or actually more precisely hares, running around just in front of us, and they didn't even notice us because we were in the car, and that would have been such a perfect moment to film, but of course they were so fast and I couldn't film them. Now we are moving on to our next pages, and since the April is only having week 1 in 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, I decided to have on one page week 1 and also my playlist page. Again, this page is going to be fully from those products. I added the little cards element, memos, and I added beautiful papers. And here where there is like a blank space, I'm going to be writing the songs that I listened to that month. And then I just added some more stamps, and that was basically it from this week 1 as well as the playlist. I have this very important announcement to basically say to you guys, and that is that I'm getting a new and basically my first ever printer. And I'm so excited about getting a printer because then having a small shop and the shop that is based on stickers is going to actually be so much easier. and I'm really excited because it's my first ever printer and I will be having so much fun with it. And I will of course film every single thing, from setting it up, from unpacking it, and you will be able to see everything. But I'm definitely so excited, and I think it's actually time to bring my small business to another level, and I think that the new printer will provide just that. If you came all the way here in the video, thank you so much for watching it. I hope you had a great time seeing me put all of it together, and I hope that the little aesthetic part from the beginning and as well as here was pleasant for you. Make sure to like and subscribe here to my channel because it would mean so much to me, and we'll see each other very soon. And for now, here is the final flip through. Bye!